Hello everyone, my name is Molly, and today we are here to talk about Supernatural Season 13, Episode 6. Episode 6 was a great episode. It was the Cowboy Dean Cass episode, and it was just, Cass returning, and it was really, really great. One of my favorite episodes ever. I loved it so much. So I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. You guys will definitely like it if you haven't seen it. Dean and Cass are back to being their old married couple selves. Cowboys were involved. So it was just great overall. It was really just a fun episode to watch. Except for that end scene, really hit me in the feels. But then again, this is Supernatural. When does it not hit me in the feels? So yeah, you guys will definitely enjoy this episode if you haven't seen it. So definitely go watch it, but don't stick around here because I don't want to spoil you guys. So go watch the episode, then come back and we can talk about it. Goodbye! I loved it so much. So this episode was written by the same guy who wrote the episode, I think it was called Stuck in the Middle with You, the one where Cass gets stabbed by the big spear thing and he's dying and he tells everyone that he loves him, that episode. So it was written by the same guy, so I know everyone was super excited because the Dean Cass moments. But I also just really liked the way that episode flowed, so I was excited to see this one, and it definitely followed along the same style because the episode opens with Dean and this random guy and they're walking around this graveyard and then the random guy gets taken and that's how the episode opens, and then it goes 48 hours earlier. So I like when they tell stories like that. I find it very interesting. So I really liked that. But 48 hours before the opening happened, Dean and Cass reunited, and Sam was there too. They all reunited and it was so much fun to watch. I loved it. It made me so happy. Dean hugged him and was like, I know what to say, and they were just really sweet with each other, and then Sam and Cass hugged too, which was great. Cass is like, how long was I gone? And Dean's like, too damn long, and I was just like, it was also pretty funny because I think it was Sam that asked, well, how'd you get back? And Cass was like, I annoyed an entity so much that it sent me back. And I was like, oh, Cass. So then Cass and Jack are reunited. We go back to the bunker. Dean and Sam walk in and they're like, yeah, we have someone. And then Cass walks in and Jack is like, oh my god. And it's just really, really sweet. They hug and it's just a really cute moment. And he's like, I missed you so much. It's like, oh, Jack. And then Jack is so proud of himself. He's like, guys, look, I can move the pencil, and he moves the pencil, and he's so happy, and it was just really, really adorable. He also was talking about how he found this case, and he was telling them about the case, and he's like, yeah, zombies, and then he turns to Cass, he's like, I know what zombies are now, and he's so proud of himself, and I find it so funny. I love him so much, more than I ever thought I would. Dean is talking about how we should go on this case because he knows that's cowboy area, and of course we know Dean is a cowboy at heart, but he is very excited to go on this case, so he's like, yeah, Team Free Will 2.0, and I was like, I love when they talk about Team Free Will, but now it's Team Free Will 2.0, and they let Jack in, and he said it. Dean was the one who said it, and I was like, all he needed was Cass back to be happy and to accept Jack. It was just so sweet, and I was so happy. It's just so nice to see Dean happy again. We get that scene in the hotel room where he walks in, and he's pointing at all the different cowboys, and he's like, oh my god, and he's totally fanboying, and it's adorable. It was just really nice to get to see that because I don't think we've seen him smile all season long. So Sam tries to talk to Dean a little bit about what's been going on. He's like, wow, you seem really happy, blah, 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 blah. And Dean's like, I said I needed a win. We got Cass back. That's a pretty damn big win. And I was just my heart, I felt so warm and fuzzy because he got his husband back, and it's just the sweetest thing ever. It just made me really happy that he was happy, and it just made me really happy that he wasn't running from it. He was yeah, Cass is back, and now I'm happy. And I was just Sam and Dean go to sleep, but because Cass and Jack can't sleep, they stay up and they talk and they have a conversation about Kelly and Heaven, and Cass apologizes for being gone, and it's just a really, really sweet conversation that had me in tears because they're talking about Heaven and how beautiful it is, and Cass is reminiscing, and then they talk about Kelly, and Cass talks about how Kelly loved him so much and she would be so proud of Jack, and I was just my baby. Then Cass apologizes for not being there. She's like, I should have been here from the beginning. And I was like, Cass, you don't have to apologize. It's not like you killed yourself. It was friggin' Lucifer, okay? It's fine. You're fine. Cass says something about how he knows Kelly was right, that Jack is gonna be good, and he knows that she would be so proud, and I was just like, bring on the waterworks. So Jack finds a break in the case. Something happens. I think another person gets killed. And he's like, I have to go tell Sam and Dean. And he like runs in and he touches Dean. He's like, Dean, wake up. And Dean like rolls over, pulls out the gun and is like, ah. And Cass is like, no, wait, don't. It was so funny because the way like Jensen's face, I don't even know what face he made, but it was just really funny. And he was like rolling over and then he's like, who's making me coffee? And later on, Cass talks about how like he's an angry sleeper like a bear. I just think that's so funny. We get a scene that is shown in a lot of the trailers, and it's Cowboy, Dean, and Cass. So Dean makes Cass wear the cowboy hat, and he fixes the cowboy hat for him and stuff, kind of reminiscent of when they went on their first hunt alone together, where, like, you know, he fixes the tie and the suit, you know, all that fun stuff. And so it's just a really funny scene, and then he's like, well, just act like you're from Tombstone. You know, I made you watch that movie, and I was like, where's the episode where that happens? I want to see that! Just that scene where they like walk out of the car slow-mo, like Jensen literally looks like the most attractive person on the face of the earth. Like Misha looks pretty damn good too, but Jensen walking out of there, I was like, how does any human look like that? And I just loved that scene where they're like slow-mo walking. It was awesome. They're talking to the sheriff or whatever, and Cass is just so bad and it's so funny. Speaking of bad with asking questions, Jack and Sam go to the morgue to talk to that girl. Jack is wearing this suit and it's just like adorable. Like he looks like he's 5, but it's adorable. Did we notice it's the same color as the trench coat? But anyway, Jack in his adorable little suit goes and he's like trying to interrogate the girl and he's like, have you felt any cold spots? And the girl's like, what the hell? Get out of here! And it was just really funny. He tried so hard and he failed. Then they find out that the girl from the morgue is dating the ghoul. So they're like, well, what are we gonna tell her? That the guy she's banging eats dead people? And Sam was like, yeah, we should definitely lie. And it was just a really funny scene between the brothers. Once they finally track down the ghoul at the bank, they have a shootout and Jack's like, no, I got this. He goes to use his powers and the security guard comes running out and I was like, oh god, no. And Jack ends up killing the security guard by accident just because, you know, the security guard ran out in front of the ghoul. I just, oh my god, my heart. I felt so bad for him because, like, that was his first innocent kill, and to him, it just proves that, like, he is this person that has no control and will hurt everybody, and it's just, oh my god, it hurt his self-esteem so much and I felt so bad and I was like, no, Jack, honey, no! So Dean is like, okay, so Jack is really messed up right now. So he has Sam and Cass take Jack back to the bunker and he stays to finish the hunt by himself. And nobody says anything about it. They're just like, alright, let's leave. And like, nobody's like, Dean, somebody should stay here with you. You would think you would at least leave like Sam with him, you know, because I get needing to have somebody with Cass, but you still need somebody with Dean. I mean, like, Dean could die on this hunt all by himself. Obviously, you know, we couldn't defeat him first round, so shouldn't we have backup for the second round? Why did they leave so easily? And he also lets them take Baby, which I was like, it was so weird seeing him drive a different car. So now we're back to where we were at the beginning of the episode, where Dean and this random sheriff guy are walking through the graveyard, and the sheriff guy gets pulled through the ground, and Dean's like, aw, hell, and he, like, goes to go in the hole, and he's like, nope, I don't want, damn it, I have to, and he, like, goes in, and then he's, like, spitting out dirt and talking to himself in the tunnel, and it was just really funny, and I just love Dean so much. In the Impala, Jack is really upset, and he's, like, sitting in the back seat, and Cass is like, I've made mistakes. I've made thousands of mistakes, and I've killed thousands of my friends, and it doesn't get better. But it doesn't mean you stop fighting. And it was just a really inspirational speech, and Jack was like, shut up, and I was like, oh, okay. okay, honey, I know you're upset, but Cass is just trying to help you. He's actually giving you pretty good advice, so maybe you should just listen a little, just a little. Then going back to the morgue, Dean is crawling through the tunnels and then he falls out of the safe and he just like topples over himself, and I was just like, oh, Dean. Dean finds the girl from the morgue tied up and the other guy like beat up, and then the cowboy ghoul shows up and he's like, come on baby, we gotta go, and she's like, no, there is no us, and Dean's just like, ooh, ouch, and I was like, Dean, this is why you get beat up all the time. So Dean ends up defeating the ghoul. It's actually the sheriff, I think, that actually ends up blowing his head off. We wrapped up the hunt, and then Dean went back to the bunker. Jack is talking about how maybe he's just another monster that needs to be killed, and Dean goes, no, you're not. You're not a monster. And I was just like, it's happening. He goes on to talk about how they've all done things that they regret, and if he's saying that he's a monster, then the rest of them are monsters, and they'll be monsters together. And I was just, my heart, I was like, this is it, we're finally gonna get through to Jack because it's Dean that's saying it. It's fine, I'm fine. Apparently that is not enough to get through to Jack, and Jack takes the Winchester course of action and says, if I stay, I'll hurt all of you, and I can't hurt you because you're all I have. And I was like, oh. He leaves. He knocks them all out and he leaves. And I was like, oh no. Like, I knew Jack was going missing, but this is not good at all. And Cass is gonna be sad now, and Sam's gonna be sad, and it's just gonna be a mess. We're gonna have to get him back super soon. So that was a very heartbreaking end to the episode. I kind of knew it was coming, but it was also just really sad, and I was hoping Dean would be enough to get through to him, but apparently not, so here we are. Next week, there's actually an episode on Thanksgiving, which is really, really weird, and I don't really understand why they're doing that, because even Riverdale is, like, missing a week. So I'm really confused as to why they're doing that, but it looks like it's gonna be an episode where, like, everything kind of starts to come together again, because that Prince of Hell is back, Jack is missing, and everybody's hunting for him, and it looks like it's just gonna be a crazy episode, so I'm excited. So those are my thoughts on the episode, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode down below, what you liked, what you didn't, how much did you love that reunion. I loved this episode, like I said, it was just one of my favorites. It made me laugh, it made me cry. It just filled me with this warm, fuzzy feeling. So I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. Make sure to check out all my previous episode talks if you haven't seen those, and my episode talks for other shows. Both will be linked down below so you can check them out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I try to upload a video every week. If you like my videos, then subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!